Dalam evakuasi 33 warga dari Afghanistan, salah satunya adalah warga Afghanistan yang juga keluarga dari staf Kedutaan Besar Republik Indonesia di Kota Kabul. Dan kita sudah tersambung dengan salah satu kerabatnya yang turut membantu evakuasi, seorang warga Afghanistan yaitu Asef Ghafoory. Good afternoon, Ghafoory. Thank you for joining with us in CNN Indonesia News Hour. Ghafoory, can you tell us how long did it take for evacuation with Indonesia Embassy? Ghafoory.
Thank you. I want to say the Indonesian embassy did a very great job. They make a successful mission of evacuation for Indonesian citizens and Afghan families. It took some 2 days that all the mission successfully complete, and the team from Afghanistan, from Kabul, they moved to Jakarta, Indonesia. The mission includes a group of Indonesian diplomats and some Afghan families, and also some group of foreigners from Indonesian embassy in Kabul. The mission was very successfully, and I want to say thank you to the MOFA Indonesia and also the Directorate of Indonesian Citizen Protection Air Squadron, and also the Kabiri Kabul. They did a great job. They managed very well to protect Indonesian in Afghanistan, and they did the mission successfully to evacuate Indonesian and some Afghan families and some other foreigners from Kabul to Indonesia.
Okay, Ghafoory, before the evacuation, what is actually happened in Kabul? Why Afghan citizens so fear with condition? Where will the authority like police or Afghan army maybe?
Well, the situation in Afghanistan is totally uncertain and it's blurry. We really don't know what may happen next and what would be our future, because the Taliban regime in the past was they provide a very a backwarded system of service for Afghan citizens, and the human right, the women right, and the minorities right were not respected. That's a challenge for now. That people, they still need time to use to with Taliban, and they really don't know what's the regime and administration style of a government for Taliban. This one make a lot of uncertainty and make the people to be fear. The fear is spread among the public, and the public is totally uncertain with the circumstances. We really don't know what would be the administration style of Taliban and how they're going to run the government. This create a lot of uncertainty, and people don't know, they're not sure what would be the style of government. That's why the fear is about the human right, the women right, minorities, democracy, and the basic or fundamental rights of the citizens. We really don't know what would be our right in the next government. The Taliban, they already stated a lot of statement, and they try to ensure the public that nothing going to happen bad to the public, and the people should be calm, normal, and they continue their normal life. But this is just in the statement. We really need action from Taliban that shows they respect the women's right, the human right, and also they support the freedom of speech. They support the participation of the people in the government. Because Afghanistan enjoying from the diversity, we have ethnical diversity, language diversity, and minorities. That's why everyone want to make sure that they are safe in Afghanistan. Currently, the situation is unclear. They don't know what would be the next style of government. If Taliban provide a statement with example and show that how would their style of government, and they may save all the public and support the people of Afghanistan, that would working for the people, and it bring the fear down and make people more calm. Because if the government style is like United States of United Emirates, that would be something acceptable for Afghan people, that the women right is safe, women right is there, education for all is there, and the people can do normal business, their lifestyle and the economy will go well. We need to know a proper information, what would be the next style of government. So currently we need the immediate support from the United Nations to support Afghan nation, because the crisis in Afghanistan is not only belongs to Afghanistan, it could reach all over the world. For example, the crisis of economy, the crisis of immigrant, the crisis of transportation, import, export, everything from Afghanistan, it also depends on the world. So if the world want to be calm, they need to provide immediate support to Afghanistan. And we want the United Nations to make sure that Afghan citizens, Afghan people, they have their fundamental right for education, for learning, for to have a basic service. So what my experience shows during Taliban, that time I was 10 years old, my sisters cannot go to school. My families cannot have their work properly. No job were there for my parents. That's why we still don't know what may happen in the current administration of Taliban. They must ensure the public that they provide a certain system that everyone could be inclusively part of the government. If we want inclusive government that ensure everyone could be part of the administration and they respect the diversity in Afghanistan.
Okay, the point is citizen don't know what happen will happen after Taliban rule about administration, about human rights and the others. Okay, before the Taliban occupied Kabul, is there any United Nations Peace Force or any international aid in Kabul, Ghafoory?
Thank you. The United Nations keep supporting Afghanistan in the last 2 decades continuously, and they provide lots of funds and budget for Afghan development. They support Afghanistan in terms of counter narcotic, counter terrorism, also for the institutionalization. They support lots of aid for the women right, human right, for the freedom of speech, for the support of media, and for development in terms of education, public service, and they provide lots of support to make sure all the institutions of Afghanistan working properly, and they provide service for all the diverse society of Afghanistan. United Nations was a very strong partner for Afghan nation, and really we grateful for that. And still we want the United Nations to continue their funds and budget to make sure Afghanistan is properly developing and we are not left behind. We need the support from all the world and also the United Nations to make sure Afghan women, they have the right to work, they have the right to be active part of the society. For example, currently I see a very good administration system in Indonesia. They provide lots of service for the women, for the youngers, for the children. They provide education, they provide development service, and also they help women to have their own right. They can have a free life, they can have education, they can grow in all the aspects of the lifestyle. We also want the same to happen in Afghanistan. And we want the women to have a free life, and they can be active part of the society. They can work in the government and also in the private sector, because the society is incomplete without presence of the women. So that's why we deeply concerned with the current situation, and we still hope that the new administration, they provide an inclusive style of government that everyone in the society could be part of the administration and provide service for all the member of the society in Afghanistan.
Okay, you hope the new regime will provide any service like that. In several days before, I heard so there's so many people stay in airport. Does it safe to stay in airport for now, Ghafoory?
The airport condition is it's really miserable. It's really a situation that no one can predict, because currently there is no basic service in the Kabul airport. Thousands of people, they crowd behind the gates of airport, and they're willing to leave the country because they have fear and uncertainty, and they really don't know what may happen next. That's why thousands of people who work with the international organization or a non-governmental organization, or they work with the United States of America or any other nation who were part of the NATO, they are afraid maybe Taliban do any harmful action, any harmful action against them. So they're trying to leave the country. The crowd in Kabul airport shows that people are totally feeling unsafe. It must be managed. The new administration, the new regime must provide calmness and make a statement of amnesty for public, and the people must feel safe in the government, that they not rush to the airport. The rush and crowd in the airport shows that there are thousands of family, women, children who do not have access for their basic needs. There is no proper food, no water, no drinks, and they are in the fear, and a lot of panic and chaos are there behind the Kabul airport gates. It shows the people are want to leave the country because they are uncertain with the future government.
Uh, that's mean no basic service in Kabul airport, right? Why does people running from Taliban? Before Taliban said they guarantee the safety of people of Kabul, in Kabul?
They already make a statement. Taliban make a statement that everyone in Afghanistan will be safe. They announce a public amnesty, which means that everyone who worked with the previous government or any foreigner troops, they are safe in Afghanistan. This is a good statement by them, but still it's too early to judge what may happen in the future. A lot of rumors, a lot of uncertain news are spread that make a lot of fear among the public. So to make sure everyone is safe in Afghanistan, the new regime, the new administration, they may provide a lot of good examples that they behave properly towards the previous government members, towards the translators and those intellectuals who work with the foreigner within the last 2 decades in Afghanistan. They must show it in action that Taliban will be fine with all the public, and they're not going to make a lot of revenge with the previous government members, especially for the military, police, and the security officials. So if they create an inclusive government style and they make everyone in Afghanistan to feel themselves safe, that would be help the public to calm down. But it's been more than 7 days that Kabul is under control of Taliban, but still the government is not formed yet, and they didn't announce their structure of government. This is a point of view that people still not sure with the style of government, and they don't know whether the government let the women to work, let the journalists and media activists to be as normal as they were in the past. So this one is the main reason that people rush to the airport and want to leave the country.
Okay, I got your point, good statement, but too early to judge the government. Now, you serve in Jakarta, Ghafoory. How do you see Afghan in the next couple of months?
Well, the Afghan government must be formed, must be structured quickly to provide the basic service. Because currently all the government offices are shut down. The police is not there, the Ministry of Public Service is not working, people not joined their jobs yet, and this also spread a lot of fear among the public. We want the new administration, the new government, to quickly take action and call on the public that they join their jobs and their works immediately, and the government must start functioning quickly, because there are thousands of people who do not have access to the public health currently. There are thousands of people who are sick, and immediately they need to reach out of the country and go to the neighbor country for medication and for treatment. That's why they need the passport, they need visa. This service must be quickly provided for the public. For the near future, I really call on the government, on the Taliban, to develop an inclusive style of government that all the member of society, ethnical groups, different parties of Afghanistan, and the women could join the government and provide an inclusive and a wide service for the public. The next government style must be ensure that everyone is safe in Afghanistan. To avoid any further problem, to avoid any further challenges for the world, Taliban must make an inclusive government. So so they can manage the crisis, the economical crisis, the immigration crisis, and also economic crisis in Afghanistan. So that's why we need immediate action by the Taliban to announce the structure of the new administration in Afghanistan.
Okay, Ghafoory, thank you for your information and thank you for joining us with CNN Indonesia News Hour. Asef Ghafoory, salah seorang warga Afghanistan yang turut dievakuasi bersamaan dengan warga negara Indonesia, mengatakan evakuasi berjalan lancar. Rakyat merasa tidak aman ketika Taliban mulai memasuki kota Kabul karena tidak ada kepastian dari Taliban terhadap hak-hak warga sipil. Nah, warga juga tidak tahu mengapa pemerintah Afghanistan tidak ada di tempat saat Taliban ini masuk, dan Taliban meski sudah memberikan statement akan menjaga warga minoritas, namun rakyat memerlukan tindakan nyata. Warga memerlukan informasi yang pasti terkait kebijakan pemerintah Afghanistan dan juga membutuhkan bantuan dari Amerika Serikat untuk membantu pemerintah yang resmi. Tadi Ghafoory juga menyampaikan bahwa bantuan PBB sudah ada di kota Kabul seperti pendidikan, makanan, dan juga pasukan keamanan. Dan saat ini kondisi bandara di Kabul sangat buruk karena tidak ada layanan kebutuhan sehari-hari seperti makanan maupun minuman di sana. Dan warga juga memadati bandara karena takut akan kelompok Taliban ini. Warga memang membutuhkan bantuan asing saat ini layanan publik karena tidak berjalan di kota Kabul. Ada kekosongan kekuasaan dari pemerintah Afghanistan yang ada di kota Kabul.